Hi, I'm Sophie and I'm going to share some of my favourite recipes with you. Since childhood I've always been a chocolate girl. My mum suggested I become a pastry chef, so I trained in London and then I've been working as a pastry chef ever since. In my 10 years I've worked all over the place doing loads of different things, in patisseries, in chocolate shops, in Michelin star restaurants, made wedding cakes, worked in local bakeries, and now I'm in recipe development. When I'm coming up with new recipes I'm really inspired by other chefs. I also get a lot of inspiration from what's in season, and then really I just experiment with different flavours until I find something that works. Today I'm making an Earl Grey Swiss roll with Callebaut ruby and blackcurrant buttercream. Starting with a sponge, which is an Earl Grey genoise. I've got my eggs here, my caster sugar, just gonna whisk them over a bain-marie until the sugar dissolves. While that's whisking, I'm going to hydrate my Earl Grey, and I'm just going to pour on enough hot water so that it's not absorbing any moisture from the cake and making the cake dry. Now the eggs have doubled in size and are really nice and fluffy, I'm going to turn the mixer onto a lower speed and knock out any big air bubbles. You can see the eggs are a really nice pale fluffy colour, they're holding their shape quite well, and we're going to incorporate a third of this mix. I'm going to add the rest of my egg. I'm going to divide the mix between the two trays, and I'm just going to use a small palette knife to flatten it out, and then it's ready to go in the oven. So they're done when they're a nice golden brown colour, and when you prod it, it'll just bounce back nicely. While it's still quite warm, we want to roll one of them up. We only need to do one because the roll on the second isn't quite as tight. While the sponge is cooling, I'm going to make the Swiss meringue buttercream for the outside. So I'm going to start with my egg whites and my caster sugar, and I'm just going to whisk this until it reaches about 60 degrees Celsius, and then we're going to transfer it to the stand mixer and mix them on high until a really stiff meringue is formed and it's cooled down. I'm going to add my softened butter to the buttercream gradually and then leave it stirring on high until it looks really nice and light and fluffy and there's no lumps of butter left. Now I'm going to make a ruby chocolate and blackcurrant ganache to add into the buttercream, which is going to give it a really nice fruity flavour. The ruby chocolate works really nicely with almost any berries. It's got a naturally fruity taste. So I'm going to make that now. I'm just going to heat up my chocolate and my blackcurrant puree together in the microwave until the chocolate is completely melted and there's no lumps. So you can see it's turned this really beautiful purple colour. I'm just going to scrape down the bowl and then carry on mixing it so it's fully combined. Now I'm going to add a couple of teaspoons of rose water to my buttercream and then it's done. I'm going to get my sponges ready. You don't want to get too heavy-handed with the jam, otherwise it makes the whole thing a big slippy mess. I'm going to fill them with jam, fill them with buttercream, and then we're going to roll them all up. And then we're going to chill that for at least an hour. And we're just going to even the top out where we've maybe cut it a little bit unevenly. I'm just going to go ahead and pop a load of buttercream on, smooth it out, and then we'll leave it to chill. Now the cake's been chilling for a bit, I'm going to just pour over a little bit of the melted ruby chocolate. It's so nice to decorate with because it's so pretty. I'm going to sprinkle on a few edible dried rose petals, and then I'm going to pipe a few blobs of the buttercream, and then just finish off with some more edible rose petals. And that is the completed ruby, blackcurrant and Earl Grey vertical Swiss roll.